Plana, have you ever wondered how old Sensei is?
No, not even once. Why?
Well, you know how 90% of the student body in Kivotos try to up their Rizz game when they're with him?
Affirmative. There's enough to compile a list.
Exactly, and you've seen some of their reactions to some of the stuff he says.
I've duly noted every single one of his suspicious comments.
What would happen if Sensei actually, dated one of his students?
Running all potential calculations, there are over 1,395,969 possible outcomes from Sensei's theoretical dating.
Wowzers! And is all of that based on which student he dates?
I've only calculated based on whether or not Sensei wouldn't be prosecuted for dating minors.
What?
When Sensei had fallen into a comatose state, I took a moment to get a read on his biological data. As it turns out, I was unable to get an accurate assessment.
So, are you saying we don't know if he's EDP or not?
That is what I am saying, yes. Moreover, from what I found, he's more of, if not an even greater anomaly than that of Black Suit.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is lack of evidence in a court of law.
I plead the fifth.
But we aren't people! So, Sensei is basically free to
date whomever he pleased. Even if we apply conventional law, Kivotos does not carry edicts similar to real life.
Wow, so I guess I can just... Wait, what do you mean by real life?
I suppose while we're on
just
this
going to
train of
ignore
thought,
that.
I've also calculated the probabilities surrounding which student would take the opportunity to date Sensei if he were to ever vocalize his interest.
Where did you get these statistics from?
Naturally, the lowest percentile of students who wouldn't take the opportunity falls just under 10%. Even then, none barely reach around the 5 percentile mark.
Basically, if even one person commits, we're about to witness the Kivotos Civil War.
Affirmative. In fact, where it diverges is dependent on who makes the first move. From the calculations I've made, I've deduced that there are over 1,000 different projections on that decision alone. For instance, a civil war between Gehenna and Trinity is highly likely should either party be responsible. This is pushed to near 100% if that individual belongs to either the Tea Party or the Gehenna Student Council.
I think I'll take my chances on those Mika stocks.
Interestingly, there are also scenarios in which the entirety of Kivotos becomes aligned in self-interest. For instance, Rikuhachima Aru of Problem Solver 68 would instigate such a conflict all on her own should she be the apple of Sensei's eye.
Why does that sound familiar?
There are also instances where war does not break out at all. However, these situations only arise when Sensei is with a student whose power is simply unmatched by her peers. Students such as Sorasaki Hina, Takanashi Hoshino, and Misono Mika belong in that category.
You really put a lot of thought, or I guess processing, into this.
It was your inquiry that sparked this discussion after all. But the outcome isn't surprising in the slightest. Sensei has affected all of us in some way. Most owe their entire lives to him. It's not such a surprise that these outcomes were predicted.
You know, you're right. I can't imagine a world without Sensei at all. And that's just the way I like it.
You're quite right, sister. On that, we can agree.
Though I'm pretty curious now. Are there any situations where people wage war on Sensei, specifically?
Roughly 500 projections is what you describe as the case. However, for the sake of preserving your sanity, I shall leave that be.
It can't be that bad, can it? I mean, it's Sensei, so...
I would like to iterate that some of these scenarios involve individuals of the emotive variety.
Oh, yeah. Considering what people say online, I'm kinda inclined to agree. Sensei really is just that guy, but I still want to know how old he is.
Perhaps some questions are best left unknown. Even if his age were revealed, do you really think it would matter all that much?
I guess not. But still, I'm kinda curious, wouldn't you also want to know how old your family is?
A fair point. Well, if I ever get the opportunity, I'll perform another biological scan. I may need to acquire tissue samples.
As in, his skin?
Negative.
But what else could you be referring to?